Whether you held an Obama sign or a Romney sign, you made your voice heard, and you made a difference. I just spoke with Governor Romney, and I congratulated him and Paul Ryan on a hard-fought campaign. We may have battled fiercely, but it's only because we love this country deeply, and we care so strongly about its future. From George to Lenore to their son Mitt, the Romney family has chosen to give back to America through public service. And that is a legacy that we honor and applaud tonight. In the weeks ahead, I also look forward to sitting down with Governor Romney to talk about where we can work together to move this country forward. I want to thank my friend and partner of the last 4 years, America's happy warrior, the best vice president anybody could ever hope for, Joe Biden. And I wouldn't be the man I am today without the woman who agreed to marry me 20 years ago. Some of you were new this time around, and some of you have been at my side since the very beginning. But all of you are family. No matter what you do or where you go from here, you will carry the memory of the history we made together. And you will have the lifelong appreciation of a grateful president. Thank you for believing all the way through every hill, through every valley. You lifted me up the whole way, and I will always be grateful for everything that you've done and all the incredible work that you put in.
How can we help us appreciate this early experience, these lean years, these very difficult years leading up to the ultimate prize?
There is no prize out there. The only prize is this one, and what you feel and what you want to accomplish. And if you can, as you start out, these what could be lean years or could be fat years, I feel that I very often watch a lot of young people sort of meander around without any idea about why they're doing what they're doing. I mean, to want and to be ambitious and to want to be successful is not enough.
Now, I understand times are hard. This won't be easy. The storm hasn't quite passed yet. Sometimes the skies look cloudy, and it's dark, and you think the rains will never pass.
You're focusing on the problem. If you focus on the problem, you can't see the solution. Never focus on the problem.
No, the journey doesn't end here.
It's not over!
Great moments are born from great opportunity. And that's what you have here tonight, boys. That's what you've earned here tonight. One game. If we played them 10 times, they might win 9. But not this game. Not tonight. Tonight, we skate with them. Tonight, we stay with them. and we shut them down because we can.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
Don't think. Feel.
Try again.
No. Why not? Do. Or do not. There is no try.
The stronger swordsman does not necessarily win. It is speed. Speed of hand. Speed of mind. Get busy living. Or get busy dying.
As long as we are all committed, then there's nothing we can't do.
You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. We can make the best or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it.
You have to do the best with what God gave you.
Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life.
Life's simple. You make choices and you don't look back.
When I was a kid and I first heard the word gay and what it meant, it sounded like a mental, emotional affliction, and I was sure that I had it. It became my great secret.
I always knew I was gay since I was very young. I was also very closeted. If you look back and you saw my room was covered in Phantom of the Opera merchandise. I don't know how closeted that is, but I certainly wasn't talking about it. I had a hard time. I was bullied a lot in school. I actually had to change schools in 8th grade because the bullying got so bad I had to go to a different school.
I was homophobic for so much of my life. It wasn't really comfortable in my own skin until I was probably 51.
I never imagined that I could be speaking out publicly. The fact that I can do that now and live openly is because we have leaders who are strong and make powerful statements.
Every single American deserves to be treated equally in the eyes of the law and in the eyes of our society. It's a pretty simple proposition.
It's amazing how each generation just keeps pushing the ball forward. President Obama has pushed it forward faster than any time in the history of our community.
He's hired more gay and lesbians in his administration than any other sitting president. He repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
For we are not a nation that says, don't ask, don't tell. We are a nation that says, out of many, we are one.
All of those brave men and women who are willing to sacrifice their lives for us can now serve openly.
This is done.
Government workers now have benefits for their partners. And if my partner is sick in the hospital, I have visitation rights. We didn't have any of that before.
Having the President of the United States declare his belief that gay couples should be allowed to marry and to use the word marry was incredibly inspiring to watch that all unfold.
It is important for me to go ahead and affirm that I think same-sex couples should be able to get married.
I heard the announcement from the President on the radio, and I immediately called Brad. We started getting phone calls from friends sharing the joy of hearing our president making such a bold and principled statement of equality. We reveled in that.
I wept. I was just so happy because it meant the world to me and to my family and the life that my kids will have.
Alana Kloss and I have been together about 33 years. In the old days, we always hid. And now we don't have to hide. I've waited a long time for that, and there's a lot of people in their grave that have waited forever, that they had to live underground their whole lives.
If I was a kid in Albuquerque, New Mexico, 14, 15 years old, and I watched the evening news with my parents, and the sitting president of the United States said, I support gay marriage, it would have changed a lot. And I don't know if he knows how many lives he's changing by just saying that simple thing. He's saving lives, really, and it's very moving. And I wish I had that when I was a kid, and I'm also so happy for the kids that have that now.
They're going to grow up into a time that is not something that we can even, I think, imagine. That has to do with finally having a president who is really getting things done and talking about our issues.
You are not alone. There are people out there who love you and care about you just the way you are.
I was really very grateful to him for standing up for those kids who are having a really rough time out there because of their orientation.
As they're trying to come to terms with their own position in this world, that they might be able to do it with a little bit less separation, alienation, that brings me more joy than anything else.
You know, all it takes is someone like Mitt Romney in the White House, and we could roll back rights. We could lose them.
He wants to amend the Constitution to say that marriage is only between a man and a woman.
There are such extremes of point of view between acceptance and tolerance and growth, and on the other side, small-mindedness and judgment.
Thomas Jefferson said, you know, you have to refight this fight with every generation, and it's our turn now. We have to preserve those rights. And when you cast a vote for Barack Obama, you're standing up for those rights.
You always have to protect change because it's very easy to slide backwards.
We're on the brink of major movement forward, and it's incredibly important to re-elect President Obama.
Hold your ground! Hold your ground! Sons of Gondor! Of Rohan! My brothers! I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of men fails, when we forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship. But it is not this day. An hour of woes and shattered shields when the age of men comes crashing down. But it is not this day. This day we fight. By all that you hold dear on this good earth, I bid you stand! Men of the West!